Hello, DDP students. So we're starting the CAD creation of our Automata box. This is the end result. This is my specific design, not yours. So this is yours is going to look different. The box itself is going to be unique to the physical box that you get into class. The handle will all be the same. The rod will be the same. The follower rods, most of this stuff will be the same, but there's going to be variations in your design. The bottom of the followers, maybe you want it square. We're going to be cutting it out of foam core, so I imagine it's either going to be like round or square or something similar to this. But this lesson tutorial is going to be all about just like going through a couple of the parts and just assembling them. So when we do a part, we start a new design, we want to start it with a new component. We want to name the component. Okay, it's really important because we need it all right here as separate. We can't have anything in the same design unless it's an assembly design. So I'm going to start my box as a primitive. Okay, the exact dimensions of this is going to depend on the exact dimensions of your own personal box that you get in class. Okay, so this I'm just making up. Don't pay any attention to the dimensions. That's not what this is about. But what we do want to pay attention to is that the front of the box is the front of the cube, okay? And that when we're looking at this is going to be lined up. So what we want to do to the front of the box, we want to shell it. So we're going to go to our shell. We're going to choose the front. I'm going to choose 0.5. Hit OK. And then I'm going to start to sketch some features. I know the axle rod that we're making is going to be 0.25. So I'm going to do my point here, and then that here. Then that's the center right there. I'm going to just make a 0.25 circle. I'm going to zoom in, finish the sketch, and we're going to extrude that inwards. But what we want to do is we want to change the distance to all. So it goes all the way through the box. Okay, and then we'll just hit OK. And now that's lined up. Both sides are lined up, right? So now what you should have done by now is you should have planned how many followers you want, how many cams, how many followers. And given the dimensions of this, the length of this, like the longest side is going to be, we're looking at this, the longest side should be the top and the bottom, the front face and the back. So given that, you should have placed where your holes are going to be given those dimensions. So if there's two, you want things to be evenly spaced out. However, if you want to also calculate how big the cams are going to be. So when we're placing the holes for this, we want to make sure the cams have enough room in the box and that they're somewhat equally spaced along the distance. So I know that this in particular is a 9 here, but having already worked this out ahead of time, let me just go to my top view. I know where I want my holes already. All right, so I'm going to go back to my point, and this is, actually, I'm going to go to my line. I'm going to do my construction line, and I know that what the exact distance is for me. Again, this is going to be different for you. Okay, I'm going to place my point there. I can get rid of that line now. Okay, I'm going to go back here, find the center point. Okay, I'm going to go here. This, for my design, these are going to be 0.5 circles. But what happened is they're still on the construction. So I'm going to highlight that and take that off. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing here. construction lines. Okay. And then I'm going to finish the sketch, extrude both of these. Okay. And that's how we're going to make our box. Okay. And then if you want to give it a, you know, custom color. So we're going to save that, okay, as box or whatever, and so it's there. All right, I'm just going to move on to my next one. Of course, the axle rod is going to be a diameter. See, so I'm just going to go with my primitives here. So we know the diameter is going to be 0.25. The length of it, however, is going to be about an inch, inch and a half longer than the longest length of your box. So if mine was 9, then I would make mine, I don't know, 10.25 or 10 and a half, somewhere around there. It doesn't really matter. It does matter that it's at least an inch and a quarter to an inch and a half longer than your longest size, okay? So that's easy enough. We're also going to save that as, axle rod, okay? Save it. I'm just going to cancel it, but that's the idea. Moving on. Our follower rod, we're going to create a new component. This is going to be different. I'm going to do a 0.1875 for the diameter, and for this, I'm going to do 7. Okay, I'm just making all of the rods, the follower rod 7. Once you do that and you've planned what the bottom looks like, it could be square, it could be rectangle, oval. You want to figure out how wide your follower bottom should be. Okay, this has to do with the amount of space that's in your box, how many cams you have. So let's just say you have 5 cams and you have a very limited amount of space and they're crammed together. You want the diameter of these to be small enough where they all fit. However, if you have 2 cams and you have, let's say, 9 inches, then these could be, 2, 3 inches, something like that. So let's just say this is a 2-inch. We'll even go 1.5. Okay, we'll go 1.5. It's so the bottom of this, I left it sort of without a bottom in the instructions because you need to figure out the diameter of the bottom of the follower. Okay, but once you have the diameter, you've kind of figured out what you want that to be. We can extrude that down. I'm going to do a 0.25. Okay. Um, and then if we want to change the physical appearance, let's see what we got here. There is something I'm going to change it to. There's misc here and there's paper. I like that for this. And then there's, I'm going to close this. I'm going to go to just, I think it's appearance. Here, I'm going to find my wood. The wood in this menu allows you to apply it to faces. Let me see if I can do that up here. I'm going to close this. I think it might be. Anyways, we're going. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Do physical materials. Nope, it's not that one. We're going to go to appearance again. Okay, faces. This is what we want. Okay, cool. So we're going to find our wood. And we'll just throw this on there. Okay. Good enough. So we're going to save that as our follower. Cancel that to start a new design. So our handle here, we're going to start a new component. We'll call it rank or handle, or whatever. Okay, we're gonna hit OK. I'm going to create, I'm going to start this as a sketch. Okay, I'm going to do a 3x1. Okay, I'm going to, then I'm going to go to my fillet. I'm going to do 0.25. Okay, do each of these. Okay, let me get rid of some of this clutter here. Constraints, projected points, all that stuff. We even get rid of the dimensions. Okay, so I'm going to now just go down the center here. I'm going to do a construction line. I'm going to do 0.75 about there. I'm going to set a point. This is going to be 0.1875. Okay. And then I'm going to do a construction line in the center, 75. Let me make sure I did a hole here. Okay, cool. There it is. But we're going to change that from construction to a solid line. All right. Now we're going to do this is going to be the diameter of the axle rod. Okay. Now let's finish sketch, extrude this, and I want the handle, just like the cams, to be 0.5. Cool. Now we're going to start a sketch on this face. Point 1875. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I'm just going to cancel that. And I think this should go out 75. Cool. And that's how we make our handle. Okay, and then we're going to just change the appearance of that. Okay, and then, oops, I want this to be, yeah, we'll just do it on everything here. Let's just see if I can just put it to this. Actually, okay, there we go. Cool. So then we're going to save that as handle. The cams you're going to create parametrically, and there are videos for that. I'm not going to show you that in this video. That's a whole other thing. So, oh, with the follower guide, let's just do that. This will be the last thing I do. The cams you're going to do on your own, and you're going to model them parametrically. So for the follower guide, we're going to create a new component. We'll call it follower guide. Oh, there's also the other thing. Okay. We can do a cylinder where This is going to be 0.5. Okay, and then this is going to be 1. Okay, and then we're just going to show this. Okay, we do a 0.1. Oops, let's do a 0.02. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to change the material to plastic. So let's find plastic. And if you want, you can even change the color of this as well. And let's just say we want it like that. Cool. Oh, it didn't even change. Let's see what's up with that. I must have hit cancel. Let's make sure it's working. Right. And that's that. You're going to save that as follower guide. Okay, cancel, do a new design. And then the last thing is the axle rod stopper. Let's just take a look at the sketch here. And then we don't need to make that. Okay, so let's just put 1. Okay, and then this is 0.25. Okay, this is going to go on the axle rod. So this is a 1-inch diameter, 0.25 because it goes on the axle rod, and it's going to be extruded 0.25. All right, that is it. The cams themselves, you're going to create each cam parametrically, and you're going to follow the videos in addition to the technical drawings on the assignment itself. All right, thank you.